Now that's ball rolling. You hear me? That's a ball rolling.
Christy Barone Barber started the Molly Angel Project in her honor. Her son has dealt with his own addiction.
Before his 18th birthday, he had overdosed and had coded 3 times. All 3 times, Narcan was used to resuscitate him.
Through her organization, she now helps connect others to Narcan, opioid reversal medicine that can be costly. But come July 1,
very excited about being able to add fentanyl testing strips to that arsenal that we have to help people.
And It for Good is a Mississippi-based group trying to change the drug conversation.
We see drugs as a health issue, not a criminal one. And the first step is preserving life. First life, then health. We cannot revive someone from the grave. If they are still alive, we can rehabilitate them.
CEO Brett Montague thinks education will be the other piece to making the availability of fentanyl testing strips successful.
I think it's bringing those type of stories to college kids, to fraternities, to say, this could be you. And it's not because you're a bad person, but these aren't statistics, and we want you to have a second chance to get that future.
It's a policy change that the Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics Executive Director Colonel Stephen Maxwell is supportive of.
We don't believe that making these test strips available and removing test strips from the definition of paraphernalia is going to proliferate drug use or exacerbate any issues that already exist with regards to the use of illicit drugs. But we do feel that it is a step forward in reducing the harm associated with ingesting fentanyl.
The law takes effect July 1st. Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
New moms in Mississippi will now be eligible for a full 12 months of postpartum Medicaid coverage. Calling it part of his new pro-life agenda, Governor Tate Reeves signed off on Senate Bill 2212. Now, Mississippi usually allows 2 months of Medicaid coverage for women after the birth of a child. During the pandemic, a public health emergency was declared, and that was expanded to a full year. But many patients have said that they were not made aware of the extension. That health emergency is set to expire in May. And the extension of benefits had bipartisan support, but early on, Reeves had been critical of the plan. He has been against any expansion of the Medicaid program, and there was concern about the $7 million price tag. He endorsed the idea in late February, however. Medicaid pays for about 60% of births in Mississippi. The law takes effect July 1st. A Mooreville trooper is set to become an Air Force Academy Falcon. Mooreville High School senior Tommy Towery has earned an appointment to the United States Air Force Academy. U.S. Representative Trent Kelly's office made that announcement today. Towery is a member of the Trooper Soccer, Track, and Cross Country teams. He also organized the Mooreville High School Event Committee to raise money for those in need in the area. And is on the Superintendent Student Advisory Council. Towery will report to Colorado Springs later this year. Ashley?
We have seen temperatures dropping throughout the afternoon and now into our evening where our temperatures sit in the middle 40s. Right now it's 44 degrees in West Point, 45 in Aberdeen, Oxford, and Starkville, 46 degrees currently in Tupelo. As we continue over the next 4 hours, temperatures will drop their way further into the low 40s, hitting 40 degrees by 1 a.m. We are seeing plenty of cloud coverage sticking around overnight tonight and into our Saturday. We have seen the chilly temperatures returning in the air going to stick around through our weekend, slowly warming up throughout next week. Winston.
Stray dogs are dying in Winona, but not the way many would think. City leaders say stray dogs are supposed to stay in the pound for 10 days, and if they're not adopted, then they're taken to a vet where they are euthanized. However, a new animal control officer is being accused of skipping that trip to the vet. Augusta Matthews went to Winona to talk to concerned citizens in a city leader about the incident.
4 dogs from the impoundment facility were taken out near the water treatment plant to the bunker and shot one at a time.
Stray dogs roaming the town is a growing issue in Winona. Members of the Winona Animal Advocacy Group, Doll Stanley and Carol Griffin, have seen many stray dogs over the years. They say the former animal control officer did his best to find the fur babies a home before having to take them to the vet to be euthanized. However, they say that's not the case with the new animal control officer. Stanley says the officer took 4 dogs out of the pound and shot them, placed them in bags, and threw them into a dumpster.
The dogs were so heavy we could only uncover 2. But it was gruesome. One of the dogs was shot below the eye.
Stanley says she and others feel that there should be consequences for that officer and the police chief, since the police department is in charge of animal control.
Police chief and the animal control officer, who on his first day on the job, son-in-law of the mayor, shot those innocent dogs. They need to be fired.
Winona Police Chief Roshan Daniels did not answer WCBI's calls or respond to attempts to contact him. Mayor Aaron Dees wouldn't talk to us on camera, but he did make a Facebook post a week ago addressing the issue. In part of the post, Dees said, quote, "The new officer did not want to euthanize in this manner, but he was following his supervisor's instructions and the law we have been advised," unquote.
We have got to work towards spay and neuter in our community. And we expect the animal control officer to work with the people. You do not have to pick up every dog you get a call on. You can work on solutions.
The Board of Aldermen, police chief, and members of the community have met since the incident, but no action has been taken. Alderwoman Sylvia Clark says this isn't something she or Winona residents should put up with.
I do not participate, nor do I advocate any wrong treatment of animals. And so what I want to do is get this whole situation resolved and get it resolved in a correct and a humane way. And that we, as taxpayers and as citizens of Winona, we should step forward and we should try to do things to prevent this from ever happening again.
The next meeting about the situation will be on Tuesday, March 21st at 5 p.m. A dispute over a missing cat leads to the death of a dog and charges being filed. 62-year-old John Cook is charged with killing animals. Niles County Sheriff Eddie Hawkins says deputies were called about gunshots being fired on Hunnell Mill Road on Thursday. Deputies found a dog that was leashed had been shot and killed. The dispute started with Cook going to the neighbor's home to try to find his missing cat. The incident remains under investigation.
We'll take you to Itawamba County where they're making coffee with a mission.
He called the government every day.
Company, that's coming up.
Y'all, the government. Woo! Now you hear it? That these videos for me are satisfactory to prove that my personal and business reputation has been ruined by the hostage taking of a faggot.
UCBI.
Now, that's not to say that some bold, strong white boy could not have been able to do this and accomplish this and gotten the same results. But I notice a lot of white boys get the First Amendment right the first time. You know, they go through a lot of shit, murders and genocides and shit, but they get it. Now, the problem is sharing it. And they shared a little bit with me. It's in the public. This faggot got it. They killed it. This faggot killed the whole First Amendment. White boy gave it to me. Said, you can have First Amendment. I said, you gonna give me First Amendment? He said, yeah, you can have First Amendment. So I took it and took it with me. Kept it for a long time. And black people just come up here and say, no, you can't have First Amendment. I said, why not? Well, we don't know what it is. You mean you ain't read it? No, you want me to read it to you? Then I can keep mine? No, you can't read it too. What if I write it down? Then I can keep my First Amendment? No. We gonna take everybody's First Amendment. When you just gonna make up shit and say that. And you can only say the shit that we make up.
Here's vividly her reaction when her husband Mike told her he was going to start.
Secured a building, poster, but he never backed up. He went forward and he continued to learn and grow and, just be faithful to the call.
The steady growth continued, but last July, Mike Pittman passed away unexpectedly. Chris Payne is a pastor.
But I thought the government was on paper. I didn't mean to call it. I wasn't calling the government, y'all. I was calling that faggot because that faggot took my money. Because I ain't got no reason to call the government. It's down there on the paper. Excuse me, y'all. The government is on paper. In the United States, the government is on paper and you cannot call them. They will not answer the phone because they are letters on a piece of paper. That's the government. The government of the United States of America is on paper. So if you call the government of the United States of America and someone answers, they are faking as the government. Because the government cannot answer the phone because it is busy being letters on a piece of paper. Now you can pick up those letters on a piece of paper and you can read them on behalf of the government. That's what I do. I do that all the time. I read pieces of paper on behalf of the government. Anyone can do that. You can even call someone who has a piece of paper in their hand that is the government's piece of paper, and they can read it and read what the government has to say. But people, the government of the United States will never answer the phone because it's busy. It's busy being letters on pieces of paper.
He and his wife knew the Pittmans, and shortly after Mike's passing, Chris, who was also
And if you find yourself holding one of those pieces of paper that has your government on it, and you find it saying something that you don't like, it's probably because you don't like your government. It's possible. Yeah, you look at a piece of paper and it's something on there you don't like. It's probably because you don't like your government. But if you just take the eraser and erase, or you can just scribble through a part, in the United States, you can change your government without killing anybody. Isn't that amazing? You don't have to talk to anybody on the phone, and you don't have to kill anybody.
facing the loss of a full-time construction job, he worked with My Brother's Cup.
And so me and my wife Kayla, we sit back, we ask each other, what is going on? We seek the Lord, what are you doing? And our hearts, of course, at this time went out to Miss Kay. She is now a widow, carrying all this stuff on her own, and like a mother to us. So we reached out to her. We said, "Listen, is there anything we can do to help you?" And she said, "I don't want My Brother's Cup coffee to fall to the wayside." And we were transitioning out of where we was at, the season we was in, and it was just God's perfect time. And we told her we would love more than anything to come and help out.
Evan Atkins is Mike and Kay's grandson and the third member of the team. He is helping grow their social media footprint.
But you're going to put me in the house with somebody who actually thinks that I sit on the couch and argue with the government all day. You really believe somebody is on the phone arguing with a piece of goddamn paper? You really believe that? Somebody on the phone arguing with a piece of motherfucking paper? You went to school for 12 goddamn years and somebody taught you that a piece of paper could answer a phone? Damn. All this fucking time, you went to school all these motherfucking years and didn't nobody tell you that the government was on a piece of motherfucking paper and couldn't nobody change that bitch unless they voted. All that shit, all that time you were there. And you literally think somebody can come into the house that you call yours and sit on your couch and talk to the government on the phone? First, you must didn't know that was my phone. You must, first off, you must didn't know that was my phone. And the reason why the government ain't picking it up is because that bitch over there with that phone in her hand, she don't know that motherfucking phone she talking on belong to me too. God for the power company, baby. They call me Joe for a lifetime.
Generac generators and power cells installed by Philips can make power outages a memory and protect your home and family. Philips Electric serves Mississippi and Alabama and is committed to your extreme satisfaction.
I mean, you cannot pay this. Now, all you people that work for me at MCI know how funny this shit is. Did you see somebody walk in here on a camera with a phone on it, a phone with a camera on it, and yell and scream with my phone in their hand that was stolen? Did you see my stolen phone? I cannot with you bitches. I cannot. Did you see that? And my phone in your hand, and come in here and tell me to sleep on the couch with your broke ass. You take my phone and say sleep on the couch with your broke ass.
Experience the max.
Read your Bible, y'all. Read your Bible. I mean, I don't know what you did. Of course you don't know what I was doing. I was working, bitch. You was smoking crack. I was working. Of course you don't know I own the fucking phone company because you was smoking crack. I was working. Of course you don't know what the fuck is where all my goddamn money come from. You was smoking crack. I was working. Shit. And of course you don't know who owe you money. Of course you don't know, bitch. You cracked out. I was at work.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast on
How?
with meteorologist Ashley Brown.
I'm supposed to know that phone, you didn't never had no motherfucking phone in you poor until I went to work at that motherfucking company. Now everybody got a motherfucking phone. And you don't think me working at that goddamn company had anything to do with the fact that you now stuck to your phone? Know why? Because you was cracked out, bitch. Quit. I was working. That's my motherfucking phone. That's my motherfucking money. And that's my motherfucking job. Now quit smoking crack and pay attention.
45 degrees right now in Oxford. And through the rest of the night, temperatures will continue dropping through the 40s, heading towards the middle 30s. 35 to 36 is what we're expecting to see for our overnight low temperatures tonight in Columbus. Rain continues to push off to the east, leaving us a little bit of that cloud coverage, which will maintain.
And I'm sorry that the white people didn't wake up and start being nice today.
And Louisville, 34, West Point, Aberdeen, and Tupelo, 33 for New Albany and Oxford. Heading as far as Saturday, high temperatures expected to be a little bit warmer than what we saw this afternoon, heading into the middle 50s, high around 54 degrees, which will.
So you go pluck them goddamn chickens while I get my motherfucking money from these not nice white people. Yeah. And enjoy the pleasure of my fucking phone. Or should I say the new attachment to your fucking arms? It's not even a fucking phone anymore. It used to be something comfortable that you used to call your friends and family. Now it's just a fucking attachment to your fucking body. Enjoy.
Prescription Health is brought to
just walking around controlling what bitches say out their mouth. Bitch, the phone does not work that way. You say things into the phone, and then the phone says the thing that you say. Not the phone says things to you, and you do whatever the fucking phone says. That's the fucking opposite of how phones work, bitch. That's not how phones work. Shit. But now y'all got phones that make robots out of human beings. My phone turns the space that I'm in into a human robot that comes in here and yells at me about something they fucked up. I did not make that. That's what kids do that. Your kids do that. Phones ain't supposed to do that. Badass kids do that. Your phone ain't supposed to come over here and create all kind of goddamn problems. It ain't supposed to do shit till you tell it to do something. Hey, phone, get up, walk in the room, take sleep on the goddamn couch until you get out. Your phone ain't, you know, shit like that. Your phone is not supposed to be telling you to go. Your phone is not supposed to be telling you you're a homeless bitch, sleep on the couch and go. That is not what the fucking phone. Alexander Graham Bell would be pissed.
Police say they believe there were multiple shooters survived and no arrests have been made. Tupelo Police Chief John Vargas says around 20 people inside with bullets hit the front and north side of the building. You could see the boards covered many of the windows this afternoon.
Look, wait a minute. Did you notice the laughter though? That's training. That's good training because that's what they call the helicopter in the military. When someone says something that is true and you want to create deniability for it, laugh at it. And no matter how true it is, no matter how difficult it is, all you have to do is if you want to create deniability, is just laugh at what they say. And then when you get to court, you can say, oh, I just thought it was a joke. I know he kept saying it, but I thought it was a joke. I thought he was just, you know, crazy. That's military training. Now, mind you, that's not police training. Mind you, police, I already seen your handbook. That's not police training. That's military training. That's how you take over nations. In this room. Now, mind you, I just need $30,000, 30,000 municipal population. But I'm getting someone using nation-building terrorist tactics within a 6-foot area of me. Why the fuck do I need nation-building terrorist tactics? What am I going to do with a nation-building terrorist tactic? What is she going to do with it? And why would I fund a nation-building terrorist tactic in my own damn house? Why would I pay for that?
Into the round of 32. Mississippi State earlier tonight won against the Creighton Blue Jays. Right now, WTVA's Ethan Foster joins us live.
Keep going, bitch. You can shut all this motherfucking internet and phone down. Anytime you ready. Just like you did these motherfucking lights the other goddamn day. You shut them jobs down. You shut them phones down. And you shut this goddamn internet down until you stop this motherfucking genocide. I don't give a fuck how many of these faggots you run up in here. The First Amendment says, I say genocide until you say genocide. Simon said genocide. What you say? Okay, bitch. Thank you. You can send all the bitches you in it, all the bitches in here you want to, saying whatever motherfucking words you want to, until the word genocide come out your motherfucking mouth and my motherfucking property come in my motherfucking property, in my motherfucking pocket. I'm changing on your motherfucking ass. Everything is a dollar sign. Right up there with understanding. Everything.
Why not us? And he's given fans a reason to keep asking that question. Why not us? The Bulldogs ask.
Capitalism,
move
baby.
on to the second round, the round of 32.
How to be an American.
Notre Dame in the next round. Are you gonna try to be back here Sunday, see them take on Notre Dame?
Yes, definitely want to see them beat Notre Dame in the next game.
Hoping for a win on St. Patrick's Day over the Fighting Irish.
Yes, for sure. Definitely luck is on our side today, so we play very well. I'm very excited for the.
Oh, you're definitely working on a full plate. You are definitely working on a full plate. Shit. How much of this shit do you think I'm gonna take without returning?
Jordan finished it off with a 3.
Bitch, I know that bitch can't see me.
With 20 points, the Bulldogs split the scripts on the Blue
Hey,
Jays.
They shot very well from the 3-point
Well,
line.
why the
Today.
fuck would I fight you,
Bulldogs
faggot,
81
when I can see you?
6, commanding win. They will again advance to face
Hey.
Notre Dame on Sunday. And here's a fun fact.
You know the
It's a
deal.
rematch of the 2018 national title game. Sure to be a good one.
Damn right.
Of course, tonight, don't
It's gonna
forget
be good for
the
me. I don't know about nobody
who
else.
are also trying to advance to the second.
Crank it up, bitch.
Share
Crank it up.
8 words
Don't
and
give a
the
fuck.
mission of U.S. progress.
Our positions may be reversed.
Crank, you gonna crank it up here or you gonna crank it up there? It don't matter. Either way.
So we put this country first.
And the president
Go down to the Kim Michael Vardaman jail and ask them if you want to crank them up down there. Go over there to the U-Portland jail. Ask them if they want to crank it up over there.
Biden and McCarthy discuss their shared Irish heritage. It is 11 minutes after 9 o'clock on this St. Patrick's Day night. Right now, you're taking a live.
Because all you bitches lined up behind Roger Lott. And I would be trying to find out who Roger Lott was, not who owed me money.
Our chief meteorologist,
Because Roger Lott is the bitch that's gonna put you in motherfucking jail. My money is my motherfucking business. I'm on the phone putting Roger Lott in jail. Because he picked up the government and said something the government didn't say on that paper, sir. The government, that's my government, and it's on that motherfucking paper, Mr. Lott. That means you have committed treason in my government's name, and I must have your life. Oh, you have a team. Oh, your team, it's a big faggot. And your big faggot walks within 6 feet of me. Oh, you call that a bold faggot? I call that a dead faggot. That's a bold faggot? No, that's a dead faggot.
Legislature passed the Election Integrity Act of 2021. Democrats called it voter suppression.
This is Jim Crow on steroids.
In 2021, President Biden expressed support for moving that year's MLB All-Star Game out of Georgia. But now his party is considering Atlanta for the 2024 Democratic National Convention, drawing ridicule from Republicans.
Here they were just a year or two ago saying that folks should boycott the state, and now they want to bring the premier event for their party to Georgia.
Economists estimate Georgia lost between $10 and $25 million as a result of the MLB boycott. But the push to bring the DNC to Atlanta is likely unrelated to the state's voting laws, says Emory University professor Tom Smith.
There's a real potential economic benefit of having that convention in town, and that they're probably evaluating, Georgia's overall importance in the political spectrum.
You're not getting my money, bitch.
The fact that
You're not getting my money. You can bury me over there with the rest of these dead faggots. You are not getting a dime from me. And you can hang that on your fucking stay home judge, bitch. You ain't getting a motherfucking dime out of me. I take my motherfucking tax money to Kim Michael before I give you a motherfucking dime.
$2.09.
You better keep soaking up them goddamn food stamps. Government Mississippi got your back, you cobra, but you ain't getting a motherfucking thing out of me.
12-second video showing him speaking at a victory party the night he won the 2016 election. In the clip, the former chief executive said, "Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated." A violent mob broke out at the U.S. Capitol, temporarily delayed lawmakers' efforts to confirm
You go to church,
President Biden's
so you teach these faggots how to pray. Because I'm not fucking with faggots. How to pray, bitch, because this is where I learned how to pray. Well, I don't know why to stop, but you better get to praying with these fucking faggots that you call children.
Foreign gifts. Those gifts have an estimated
So I'm gonna build you a church.
$250,000.
They might come over here and grace you with my presence every now and again. You might write you a sermon or two so you can listen to it. But you will not get my fucking money.
Former President Donald Trump says the multiple ongoing investigations against him
Not
are
a
an
dime.
attempt to derail his latest presidential campaign. In multiple videos posted on his Truth Social platform, Trump alleges his critics are on a witch hunt and vows not to back down.
We won
Take
twice.
my
now we
fucking
gotta
money
do it a
to
third time.
give it to
They know
fucking
that
New
we can
York
defeat
and
them.
California
President
to
used similar
fucking
messaging Wednesday.
Seattle. I'll take my motherfucking money and give it to China before I give you a fucking dime in this ragged ass city.
In one of the cases involving the hush money payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels, Trump was invited to testify, indicating he could be facing
Your ass on your knees and try to get up all these dead bodies you got laying around here.
For his dirty deeds, if in fact that's the way that the facts play out.
Trump allies have also ramped up their efforts to keep him as the top Republican.
Bitch, I ain't playing. I pray, bitch. It's time for you to pray.
Filed a complaint with the Florida Commission
You
on
hear that
Ethics
shit.
against his primary
You
rival.
get a goddamn church and might get a goddamn grocery store in this motherfucker, but you ain't getting a goddamn dime out of me.
Said Florida law doesn't allow him to officially run until he steps down from office.
It was just very irritating, and as well as it's a safety concern.
As the snow melts, trash surfaces. That's why Milwaukee's Department of Neighborhood Services wants you to know how to handle illegal dumping.
We have to make sure that homes are habitable and that neighborhoods are clean.
The presentation talked about what to do if you see illegal dumping, what the city can do about it, and the $1,000 reward you can get for a report that leads
I'm
to
a fucking
citation.
Christian human, bitch. This is not a fucking discussion with your fucking faggot ass bot. If you can breathe life into this dead ridden stinking ass dumb ass population that you call a fucking city, why the fuck would I not use my money to make money? But I ain't putting my motherfucking money into this dumb ass, rabbit ass, trap ass hole.
You might need to.
I'll build you a church and you can take your business over there and pray to God that I change my goddamn mind.
Legal dumper is actually having photos or videos of the person doing legal dumping and specific details that you can remember about that person or their vehicle.
I just feel more motivated to try to listen more to see if I can actually get a license plate number or anything like that.
Perry says she's reported illegal dumping dozens of times. If camera or anyone's eye catches you in the act, you could get a fine up to $5,000.
If you don't want it at your house, we don't want it at ours.
In Milwaukee, Christina Van Zelst, Fox 6 News.
Kids who want to know what it's like to be a spy in Civil War times might want to visit the Corinth Civil War Interpretive Center tomorrow. The center
Nightmare. I agree with you, men who sleep with men and women who sleep with women. Quit letting faggots in your house.
What?
Your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents tried to label your ass with that motherfucking word, and you know goddamn well we grew up with confusion about what that goddamn word means, but we used it as a derogatory term to apply to any motherfucking body that fucked with us or pissed us off. You know what a faggot means to you. And right now, your faggot is the person walking around pretending like the government is not on a piece of fucking paper.
Says he wanted to share this story to honor his shipmates who died in the war.
They're the ones that should be honored.
and they are at overcapacity, but that area is full.
Dogs, they can come and look at our foster program and maybe see if there's anything that they would be interested in fostering.
So if you are thinking about adopting a dog, now is a perfect time to visit your local animal shelter and start making that big decision. For all you pet owners out there, make sure you spay and neuter your dogs to make sure that you're not adding to this issue. Chick-fil-A is upping requirements for rewards customers to earn those freebies. Well, the chain is tweaking its rewards program like Chipotle, Starbucks, and Dunkin'. Consumers will have to store.
It's called a new claim, bitch. You're a motherfucking lie. The hostage taking is one claim, and then what proceeded after the hostage taking is additional claims. And in Mississippi, you keep. Did you read the rules? In Mississippi, you keep running this motherfucking tab, and I can make as many claims that can fit on a piece of fucking paper.
Perks on select menu items. The changes will go into effect April 4th. The fast food chain not revealing which food items will have higher redemption value.
And preferably, why are you keeping me motherfucking hostage, creating deniability within 6 feet of my presence, touching my property?
Like trade and market in Wuhan may have been infected. FBI Director Christopher Wray recently acknowledged he believes the pandemic was likely the result of a lab accident in Wuhan, China. Elizabeth Holmes, the disgraced Theranos found CEO, headed to federal court today, tries to delay her prison sentence. Holmes faces about 11 years in prison for defrauding investors with her failed biotech company. The former Silicon Valley mogul is now a mother of 2 young children, including a baby, according to recent court filings. Her defense team argues she should not be in prison. She appeals her conviction, a process which could take years. It's now 9:42. Take a look.
Oh, I'm bringing her back. Oh, no. I'm bringing her back. Faggot's back. And Faggot's back to stay.
Rupture causing a progressive brake fluid leak. Dealerships will install a more robust hose at no charge to customers. Text messaging scams have gotten out of hand, and now U.S. regulators want mobile service providers to crack down. Communications Commission announced that it has adopted its first set of rules to help put a stop to scam texts. Under the new rules, mobile service providers will be required to block robo-text messages that are highly illegal. The FCC recommends not clicking on links or providing any information to a suspicious number. Dunkin's hot chocolate and coffee combo, known as the Dunkachino, has been retired from the menu, and patrons are calling its continuation a tragedy. A Dunkin' spokesperson confirmed what many were already speculating. The spokesperson stated that the Dunkachino is retired for now, although it was noted that there's always the chance for its return in the future. A Dunkin', of course, is currently being built.
This is so weird. This shit's so weird. I don't get. How do you equate forgiveness with faggot? Forgiveness is a built-in quality of faggot. No one has to forgive the faggot because according to the scripture, the faggot considers himself to be in the mold of sacrifice to God. He don't need no poking, no prodding, nothing. The faggot has molded himself not into being God, but into being the sacrifice of God. Why the fuck would you even want to fight that? I mean, especially if you appreciate God. Even if the faggot is wrong, why would you want to obstruct the faggot right to believe that his sacrifice is God worthy? Now, I'll take Jesus every day. I ain't got to make no faggot sacrifice. That includes myself. I don't have to sacrifice myself. I can take this body that I have and protect myself and others with it through charity and sacrifice Jesus. That's what I do. Now, you can be a faggot.
In West Tupelo. Well, tonight is a big night for Swifties. Taylor Swift.
Now, you ask Roger Lott if I'm not going to hit you with this motherfucking flesh while protecting my soul. You ain't got to ask Roger Lott. You can ask Jonathan Rush, Jeffrey Rush, Claude Watson, Mario Watson, Ald Robs. You can ask them out. Would Zub hit you with his flesh so he can protect his own soul? I told old Curtis, so this here, you need to read your Bible, because this here is reminiscent to Jesus walking into a temple with a stick, mad about the money on the table. It ain't his money. His money from all the 5,000 people that's following him. It's state taxes. It's sitting there on the table at the church. Sitting there on the table at the church. And Jesus walked in with a stick. He just got through feeding 5,000 people with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. In other words, he didn't have a damn thing to his name and still had to feed 5,000 damn people while the church had all the tax money on the table. Now, I don't know about you, but if I got to feed 5,000 motherfuckers that's just following me around, they just following me every goddamn where I go. They call them the multitude. But if I got to feed 5,000 of these motherfuckers with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, and then I walk into the church and all the money that these 5,000 people need to buy their own damn fish and bread is sitting in here on the motherfucking table, what the fuck you think I'm going to do with the stick? Because see, what I read was Jesus took his stick and he went to whooping the hell out of everybody at the table. He just went to whooping ass. Everybody at the table. That's when they called Pilate and said, Pilate, you got to come get Jesus because Jesus done found out where the money is. He know he ain't got to feed the 5,000 people. He know we can feed the 5,000 people. And he mad as hell because he had to feed these 5,000 people and he done found out we stole all their money. So they called Pilate and they said, Pilate, you got to come over here and get Jesus because he over here whooping every damn body with this stick. He over here whooping everybody with this stick. So I told Curtis, I told him, what I'm looking at is a Jesus with a stick situation. here I am, not Jesus, but I'm doing my best to be Jesus-like. I'm doing my best to be charitable. I'm doing my best to do good. But here I am with a stick. And it's 5,000 motherfuckers around me dropping dead like flies. And all I got is a stick. But I got to do something about these 5,000 people dropping dead around me like flies. So I go down to the political house, not the church. I go down to the political house. And at the political house, Pilate's house. At Pilate's house, I see the 5,000 dead people, money sitting on the table. And all I got is a stick in my hand. It's 5,000 dead people money sitting on the table at the political house. And all I got is a stick in my hand. But Curtis got his ass sitting at the goddamn table with his hand in the 5,000 dead people pocket. And all I got is a stick in my motherfucking hand. So instead of me having to keep worrying about these 5,000 dead people, what the fuck you think I'm finna do with this stick?
Limited lines for $100.
The stories of families impacted by overdoses of the drug. Now, the state is offering up a tool that many hope will offer a new lifeline to users and buy them more time to make different choices. Courtney and Jack.
Now, if I was Curtis, I'd just get my ass up from the table and not risk the opportunity of getting my ass whooped like Jesus did when he had a stick in his head. I wouldn't take no chance that somebody Christ or wanting to be Christ-like walk in the goddamn room while I'm stealing and I sit there like this nigga not finna hit me with this stick. If Christ-like nigga walk in the room where I'm stealing and that Christ-like nigga got a stick in his hand, I'm getting the fuck up out of there. Not finna get hit with that stick. But Curtis still got his ass sitting at that table, and I still got this motherfucking stick in my hand.
Narcotics Executive Director Colonel Stephen Maxwell is supportive of.
We don't believe that making these test strips available and removing fentanyl tests.
The Medical Cannabis Act, which was passed last year as lawmakers try to make the state's medical marijuana program as efficient as possible. Changes to the program include not requiring doctors to go through extra certification in order to authorize or recommend medical marijuana cards to patients and mandating patients to have ID cards available when purchasing. Representative Lee Yancey said these changes help make the program run as smooth as possible. Now, the bill was passed through the legislature on Tuesday, March 14th, and has been sent to the governor. Ashley?
Well, it is late and it is chilly, so hopefully no one has to run out and do any
was damaged. Caleb Murphy was at Dave's when a dispute inside led to a shooting in a parking lot. It wasn't until later that night that he noticed bullets damaged his vehicle and one of his most prized possessions. Keely Shields has more from him and what you can do if you find yourself in this type of situation.
Caleb Murphy works as a nurse, but in his free time, he's a musician. Dave's Dark Horse Tavern is one of his regular.
WAG or WAAG members and city leaders say they want to changes made and consequences served.
Police chief and the animal control officer, who on his first day on the job, son-in-law of the mayor, shot those innocent dogs. They need to be fired.
I do not participate nor do I advocate any wrong treatment of animals. And so what I want to do is get this whole situation resolved and get it resolved in a correct and a humane way.
City leaders and community members will have a meeting on Tuesday next week.
Are we going to stay cool, dropping into the upper 40s by Sunday? I'll have more details on our forecast coming up after the
But you trip. You're a trip. You go from hostage taking to zero, like it's just a blink of the fucking eye. I can't even imagine what them bitches at Guantanamo Bay was actually literally going through and ripped away from everything that they damn know. You bitches are sick as hell. Talking about damn enemy combatant. They your motherfucking enemy, bitch. I don't know none of them bitches.
Imagine yourself in an
Smoothly. The Pittman's grandson, Evan, is the third member of the team that roasts, bags, and markets the popular coffee.
I told Chris, we really have big shoes to fill, but we have a bigger mission heart to fill. And Chris's heart is missions, Evan's heart is missions. So we are just going forward. And Lord willing, we'll continue to go.
Marvelous Cup is sold wholesale, online, and at stores throughout the region. For more information, go to our website. That's WCBI.com. All right, just in case you missed it,
It's like if you exploit the terrorists or the person involved in the terrorist activity, then they qualify for forgiveness. First of all, can somebody tell me where you buy forgiveness from? Because apparently there is some human walking around here that owns for other people forgiveness. You know, where you get forgiven from somebody, from something. And there's somebody walking around here that own all the forgiveness, and you apparently got to go to them and get it. Because I know that I know there is some people out there in the world that I have offended and I have needed their forgiveness. And I didn't go to them specifically and ask for their forgiveness. I just accepted their forgiveness because they're fucking humans and need better things to do than focusing on the grudge against me. And I just hope that whoever I encounter in life can remain a fucking, I don't just hope, I have faith that whoever I encounter in life can get the fuck over life by encountering me without any issues. So that there isn't any issue that's so fucking bad that it's going to change your life and make it worse just because you met me. So I don't spend a lot of time on seeking forgiveness from a bitch who think that I might have did something wrong to them. You might die tomorrow. But forgiveness is mine whenever I want it. But apparently there's some motherfucker that's around here selling forgiveness and getting forgiveness like it belonged to them. Like you got to get forgiveness from somebody because it's theirs. Well, I didn't know that because I got my own forgiveness. And I keeps it with me. I have to kill myself with my forgiveness on a daily. This old flesh of mine, I have to tell myself, oh, you forgiven, you forgiven, you forgiven, you forgiven, you forgiven, you forgiven. So I keep my forgiveness because it's a dangerous thing for me to be walking around without my forgiveness. But I need to know where this forgiveness person is, where you go get your forgiveness these days, so I can tell some of these ignorant folks they go buy their forgiveness over there. Because I ain't sharing mine. My forgiveness, it's mine. It don't belong to nobody else, it's mine. I ain't tattooed it or nothing. It's in my secret place. But if you need some, apparently you got to buy it somewhere.
Well, basketball today.
Plus, we're
But you can't buy it here. You cannot buy forgiveness here. I'm sorry. Oh, and if you need it, I thought I knew where you could find some. But apparently, some bitch walking around, following me around, creating a multitude looking for some forgiveness. But I got mine, and I'd advise you to get yours somewhere. And as soon as I find out who's selling it, I'm going to tell you where to get yours from. Whoever's selling forgiveness. It might be at the grocery, not the grocery store, down at the gas station, because they're building liquor stores and beer stores. It might be a forgiveness store down there. You go down there and get your bottle of forgiveness. And don't worry me about it. Don't worry me about it at all. Go down there and get you some down there at the gas station or something. They say they got Zaza. They got Zaza. They got this new kind of lemon flavored beer. You know, you get beer with your lemon already in it. And this new wine they got, I believe Budweiser making a wine, one of them other companies. And yeah. And I don't know, I think it comes in bottle and can forgiveness. You get bottle or can forgiveness. You get you a bottle of forgiveness or get a can. Or you can't get, I'm getting a message. It's coming from, I don't know if it's coming from heaven or hell, but it's a message coming through. And it said, you can't bottle forgiveness because it's a non-tangible item. You can't touch it? You mean you can't touch? Tangible, for all you ignorant people, tangible means something you can touch. So I'm getting a message said that forgiveness is a non-tangible item. So whoever's selling it to you is selling you a bunch of book. You said what? Whoever's selling it to them, selling them a bunch of bullshit. Okay, the message I'm getting said whoever's selling forgiveness is selling you a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, the message says whoever is selling bottles of forgiveness is selling a bunch of bullshit. My apologies to the forgiveness people. If you are out there and you are selling forgiveness, I am not trying to rain on your parade right now. This message is coming through from either heaven or hell. They said that your forgiveness is some bullshit. That you can't sell forgiveness because it's non-tangible. You say it's non-tangible and you can't sell it. It's real. Excuse me. Forgiveness is real. I thought y'all was because I know I got mine. Forgiveness is a real thing. But the selling of forgiveness is bullshit. Yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah, you can't buy it because it's not tangible. So did nobody bottle it up? No, you can't drink it. No. I ain't never drunk none either. So you said that, but okay, yeah. So you said you can't. Yeah, because I ain't never drunk none either. No, I ain't never smoked none. Mm-mm. They said that somebody selling smoke forgiveness. Child, how you smoke it? You go in your secret place and get it out, and they selling that. Somebody's selling that. Oh my goodness. Okay, well I'm gonna talk to you later, but I'll let the people know not to be buying that because that don't sound good. But I hear Curtis needs some. Yeah, I hear Curtis needs some forgiveness. If anybody got some forgiveness that they'd like to donate, they might be taking up a collection for Curtis because Curtis needs some forgiveness, I heard. And I reckon what you do is you drop it off. How it works? You drop it off down at the post office, and they'll run it over there. You drop your forgiveness off down at the post office, and they'll run it over to Curtis, and Curtis will be forgiven. Okay? And you'll have a forgiven Curtis. That's just how you get it. Just drop off your donation. We're going to get Curtis forgiven, y'all. That's what we're going to do. He ain't got to accept forgiveness like normal people. We're going to give him his. Hey, that's how you get blessed. You got to be charitable and give people when they need things. Curtis needs forgiveness. He don't know where to find it. He needs it. So we're going to get it for him. We're going to have a marathon. We're going to do bids. Not the kind with the pills. We're not going to do the pill bid. We're going to do, how you take up a collection? Use the basket. Put your hope in a basket and bring. Put your hope in a basket and bring it down to the post office. Oh, Jesus. Fuck my sleep. Speak on soundboard shit on me. Oh my God. It's like though, because it's military precision, you're supposed to salute it. And what's that girl name married Ted Turner? Jane Turner, that Turner girl. That girl took her titties out and flopped them everywhere and said, fuck this government. And she told Ted Turner to stick it up his ass, and he did. He went and got that bitch wouldn't have and stuck it up his ass. You read about Ted Turner, see if he ain't got a cow stuck up his ass. He got a cow stuck in his ass because Jane Turner, what's her name? Janet Kane. She told him, yo, stick this up your ass. Ted Turner was the government. Back then, that Ted Turner thought he was the government. He didn't know. See, Ted, he didn't know the government was on paper. He thought he was back in Germany. Because he looked like Hitler a little bit. He thought he was back in Germany. Not Hitler, not Germany, Italy. He looked like Stalin. He got that Stalin look. So he thought he was back over there in Italy. But no, he's over there in Jane, what's her name? Turner. He's over there in her house. She said, oh, you want to be forgiven? You want to be forgiven during the divorce? You want to be forgiven? Well, stick this cow up your ass. I ain't lying. He was the government. He thought he was the government. He said, oh, yeah, we going to go to war. She said, you going to go to war? And we 50-50? We 50-50, and you going to go to war with my 50. Right. Okay. Yeah. So Ted went on the war. He did. Ted said, I am the government, and I am going to war. The government is no longer on paper. It's in me. So Ted went on to war, and she said, okay, all right, bitch. All right. She called him a bitch. They was married too, Ted and Jane, whoever she is. What's her name? Yeah. So he went on and he did his war thing. He come on back to the house. He said, now we're going to make the black people go to work real hard right now. And we're going to get this finance thing together. We're going to do entertainment and finance, and we're going to have the black people making stuff like clothes and packing cans items for things and building stuff so we can fly around the world. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make them do that. And she said, okay, all right. And we doing this 50-50, right? That's what she told her. She said, Ted, Jan told her. She said, Ted, we doing it 50-50, right? And you're going to take my 50 and you're going to make black people go out there and work and we're going to live on planes and shit. That's what you're going to do with my 50. She said, yeah. He said, yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. She said, okay. Then right about the 70s, 80s come along, didn't they? Right now, she said, women got to get the breasts cut off because the man wants them to wear a bra. And some of them ain't gonna work. So we're gonna cut some of them off. And Jane, she said, Ted, you gonna do that with my 52? Or you just gonna use your 50? She said, no. He said, no, it's gonna be a big movement. It's gonna be a big movement. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put out the bras and then we're gonna cut off a bunch of titties. So we can have for breast cancer, and then we'll have breast cancer awareness. People buy shirts and stuff and pins and stuff. And then the black people have more work to do because they'll be able to make shirts and pins for the cancer awareness when we cut off all the breasts. And Jen said, just what you gonna do, Ted? Ted, that's what you gonna do with my 50. You gonna do that with my 50. You gonna cut off their titties and then we're gonna have breast cancer awareness every month. Okay, all right. Well, once she found that out, she said, Ted, I want you to meet me down here at the courthouse in Fulton County. We got something to talk about. And she got down there with the judge. And the judge had told her that what she could do with her 50 is she could take her 50 and she could tell Ted to shove a cow up his ass with her 50. She didn't have to use her 50 for all these wars and genocide and titty cutting off and shit. So what she did was she turned around, she turned to Ted and she said, Ted, can I have my 50? Ted said, well, the judge said you can have your 50. Okay, well, give me my 50. So Ted reached over there and he gave her 50 and he kept his 50. She got her 50 and he got her 50. Then she said, Ted, I know you want this 50 back because you're going to have to keep up with all you got going. And I know what you did to make this 50 and I don't feel all this good by holding on to it. So the way you get this 50 back is if you stick this cow up your ass. And I'm going to go on over here and do some work and take care of my damn self. And you keep this 50. Ted thought about it for a minute, but he was sitting in there in front of the judge. The judge was cackling. Judge was cackling about it. Judge just thought it was hilarious. So Judge didn't have nothing to say. He just waited to see what was going to happen. And for long, right there in front of everybody, Ted stuck that cow up his ass. And he been walking around with that cow up his ass ever since. That's the Turtles. You got to watch them. You got to watch them Turtles because one of them got a cow in there.
Not flossing well? Then add the whoa of Listerine to your routine. New science shows it gets